Yo, it's your boy Smoke Back there Madden video. Today's video we're gonna be rebuilding the Cleveland Browns with Travis Hunter on their roster. Now it's not official Travis Hunter will be a Cleveland Brown, but there's definitely potential because the Cleveland Browns do have the second overall pick and Travis Hunter is one of the best prospects in the draft. Now, will they actually pull the trigger and get Travis Hunter, or will they try to take a quarterback or get someone else? Who knows? But this could be a fun rebuild and could definitely help the Cleveland Browns reshape their franchise. Now, starting off the bat, the first move we're going to do is get rid of Deshaun Watson, and we're going to trade for a younger quarterback with Anthony Richardson. Deshaun Watson hasn't been anything since around the 2018-2019 season. We're also going to be giving up a first-round pick as well just to get Anthony Richardson, and we're also going to get Zaire Franklin since the year past 2018 or 2019, and we get a first-round pick, but we got Anthony Richardson. Not that Anthony Richardson has been great by any means, but he's not bad. So he's a mid quarterback, but he's super young, and that's where the potential is for him. He's super young. He's only played one full season so far. And we're an 85 overall team, 84 offense, and 85 defense, and we finished with a 5-12 record in the 2026 season. So not a great start, but still the Cleveland Browns have a lot to do before they can become a winning team. So Anthony Richardson, in the first year of being Cleveland Brown, 3,724 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns with 19 interceptions, 70% completion percentage. He was sacked total 27 times and a passer rating of 93.2. Not a horrible year, but quite a bit of interceptions. The interceptions was bad. We also got Quashon Judkins in the second round. So Quashon Judkins had 898 rushing yards with 6 rushing touchdowns. And then we also got Jerry Jeudy. He was the leading receiver with 1,041 yards off of 81 receptions, 6 receiving touchdowns. Then Travis Hunter, 73 receptions, 827 yards, and 7 receiving touchdowns. Not too bad for a rookie year, but I was expecting a little bit better considering he's supposed to be a generational talent, won the Heisman and all that. And the leading tackler is going to be Zaire Franklin, the middle linebacker we traded for from the Indianapolis Colts. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah had 97 tackles. Myles Garrett had 15 tackles for loss. Mike Hall had 9. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks. Only 5 sacks was enough to lead the team, apparently. Mike Hall Jr. had 4. Interceptions is going to be Grant Delpit, Denzel Ward, Zaire Franklin. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah had 1. And this is all the people we're going to be losing in the free agency. Unfortunately, we're going to be losing Grant Delpit. I like him a lot. We're going to be losing Cedric Tillman, Donwood Jones. We're not losing any big names besides Grant Delpit, but we have a lot of cap room, as you can see in the top right. We have over $104 million to spend, so hopefully we can get some big names. We didn't get anybody too big, but we got Taylor Rapp, Shog safety, and he's an 84 overall. Then we got J.K. Scott, a punter at 82 overall. Evan McPherson, a kicker at 80 overall. Then we got Broderick Jones taking in the right tackle position for us, and he's 77 overall. And he's only 26 years old, so not too bad. We got our second trade coming up so far in the rebuild. Rasul Douglas and Jerome Ford, those two I just acquired from free agency, and I just did them for a sign and trade. And we're also going to be throwing in a fourth-round pick, and we're going to get Aaron Brewer. So we need a center desperately. I believe our starting center right now was like a 63 overall. So yeah, we got Aaron Brewer. I'd rather have a mid center than an absolutely trash center. So, and again, it didn't cost anything. And the nice thing about signing a trade, when you sign people from free agency, when the season already starts, it is no signing bonus. Now we got a big trade coming up. So Anthony Richardson, he's on the last year of his contract. He was already franchise tagged once for us, and he is not interested in re-signing at all. So we're going to go ahead and try to trade him. We got Anthony Richardson, then we got an auto-generated left outside linebacker. We're going to be giving up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a third and a fourth, all for Shadeur Sanders. He's still on his rookie contract. We're going to be saving a lot of money with this trade. And we're getting Mikael Williams, the left outside linebacker who's supposed to go in this upcoming draft. So Shadeur Sanders is going to be reunited with Travis Hunter. So hopefully that can do something for the Cleveland Browns. And then we're going to have Mikael Williams as well, being on the other side of Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and Myles Garrett on that defense. And after all those big moves, we are an 87 overall, 88 offense, and an 87 defense. Even though we have improved our overall tremendously, we are only at 8-9 record, and we missed playoffs for the third straight year in a row. Shadeur Sanders in his Browns debut, rookie year, or first year with the Browns, 3,952 passing yards, 31 passing touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 66 completion percentage, and a passer rating of 101.2. Quashon Judkins, he had 1,075 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 1 fumble. Shadeur Sanders had 303 rushing yards. Travis Hunter was our leading receiver with 75 receptions, 1,125 receiving yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. Jamari Thrash was our second receiver with 927 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. Jamar Barton was our tight end, and he had a few touchdowns on the year. Jamari Wuzakaramoa is going to be the leading tackle with 114. Myles Garrett is going to lead with 17 tackles for loss. Mike Hall Jr. with 10. Myles Garrett leading with the most sacks with 11.5. Then Mikael Williams with 10. Then Mike Hall Jr. with 8.5. Interceptions is Denzel Ward with 2. JOK had 1 and DJ Turner had 1. This is who we're going to be signing in free agency. By the way, I don't show who we're going to be losing or who we're drafting if it's not anybody big. So if we don't have a lot of draft picks, obviously I'm not going to show it. And if we're not going to be losing anyone big in free agency, I don't show it just to save some time for you guys. But anyway, this is who we're signing in this free agency. We got Peyton Wilson, middle linebacker. Then we got Jalen Coker, wide receiver. Dylan Farham. We need a depth signing for our O-line. Then we got Carrington Valentine, the cornerback. He was the only one that was really interested in signing with the Cleveland Browns. In the 2028 season, we are now an 89 overall on everything, 89 overall in general, 89 offense, and 89 defense, but we finished with a 9-8 record, and we missed playoffs again. Don't know how they keep missing playoffs, especially since our overall keeps going up tremendously, and Shadeur Sanders is actually had a really good year. Shadeur Sanders had 3,400 passing yards, 33 passing touchdowns with only 6 interceptions, a 67 completion percentage. He was sacked 45 times, which is rough, so maybe that's some offensive line play right there, getting into the mix. Quashon Judkins with 861 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Shadeur Sanders with 400 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Travis Hunter was our leading receiver again with 62 receptions, but he had 826 yards, 9 receiving touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy with 72 receptions, 819 yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. Jalen Coker had 57 receptions with 744 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. Peyton Wilson is going to be leading us in tackles, and then Taylor Rapp as well with 84. Peyton Wilson with 117. And then tackles for loss is going to be Mike Hall with 14, and then Myles Garrett with 13. Sacks is going to be Mike Hall Jr. with 8, Mikael Williams with 7.5, and Myles Garrett only had 3, surprisingly, in that season. Denzel Ward with 6 interceptions, DJ Turner with 3, and Jamari Wuzakaramoa with 2. This is everybody we're going to be losing. We're going to lose Broderick Jones, so we're losing our starting right tackle. Actually, I don't want to lose him. I'm going to throw him another offer, even though I've tried getting him one early in the season. He didn't want to sign, but he will sign now. So, okay, we got Broderick Jones back. That is good. We're going to lose Zach Zeitler, our starting right guard, or our starting left guard, actually. And we're also going to be losing Aaron Brewer. So, in free agency, we obviously are going to need a guard to replace him. And we got Trey Smith. We got a 96 overall right guard to help replace for our losses. And then we got Zion McCollum, the quarterback from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'm more excited about Trey Smith, obviously. I mean, it's a 96 overall. If this won't get us into the playoffs, I don't know what will. I don't know what more I could physically do for this team to have a better overall and get us into playoffs. Let's go ahead and start simming. And we do make the playoffs. This is our first playoff berth, and we went 13-4, an 89 overall team, a 91 offense, and an 88 defense. And we're going to be facing the Indianapolis Colts in the first round. So a 13-4 record finally gets the Cleveland Browns to playoffs in the 2029 season. Let's hopefully take down the Colts, but before we do, let's check the end of the season stats. So Shadeur Sanders is going to have 3,457 yards, 28 passing touchdowns, and with 5 interceptions, a 71 completion percentage, and he was only sacked 21 times, so Trey Smith signing apparently helped a lot, and a rating of 111.2. Quashon Judkins did really good, 1,332 rushing yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. Very good year, breakout year for Quashon Judkins right there. Shadeur Sanders with 306 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And it looks like Chris Truman, 237 yards and five rushing touchdowns. Jarvis Hunter is going to be our leading receiver again with 63 receptions, 894 yards, 6 receiving touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy with 72 receptions, 828 yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. Jalen Coker is going to have 56 receptions, 743 yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. And Jermaine Burton is going to have 75 receptions for us. Peyton Wilson is going to lead with the most tackles again. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is taking second place again. Myles Garrett's going to have 16 tackles for loss. And Mikael Williams is going to have 13, along with Mike Hall Jr. having 13 tackles for loss. Mikael Williams is going to have 10.5 sacks. Myles Garrett's going to have 10. Leading the interceptions is going to be Peyton Wilson and DJ Turner with 4. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah with 2. So let's go and see how far we made in the playoffs. And we are not first-round exits, but we are second-round exits. So we beat the Indianapolis Colts in the first round, 35-10, and then we lose pretty bad beatdown. It looks like a blowout, 35-7, to the division rival Cincinnati Bengals. And we weren't able to get it done against the Bengals. They did have a first-round bye, though. So it looks like the team was pretty scary. 35-7 is what we lost. Let's go and see what Joe Burrow did to us. Burrow with 130.7 passer rating, 350 yards, 4 passing touchdowns with 1 interception. Shadeur Sanders with 150 yards, 0 passing touchdowns, and an interception. Matthew Middleton, auto-generated running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, he had 50 yards. Quashon Judkins had 29 yards, but he did have a touchdown. T. Higgins, 7 receptions, 171 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns in 1 game. Jamar Chase with 7 receptions and 76 yards and a touchdown. Travis Hunter with 6 receptions and 71 yards. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is going to lead in tackles, then Chuck Kershaw, which is an auto-generated player, and Peyton Wilson was up there as well. Tackles for loss is going to be Chris Jenkins Jr., and he also had 2 sacks. There was a lot of sacks in this game as Myles Garrett even had 1 as well. Interceptions, L'Jarius Sneed and J.O.K. Now in the next season, in the 2030 season, the Cleveland Browns do not make playoffs despite being an 85 overall team and 91 offense. So they have only made 1 playoff berth in this whole entire rebuild so far. Shadeur Sanders with 3,418 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a rating of 99.5. Quashon Judkins with 1,294 yards, 14 rushing touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Shadeur Sanders with 441 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns with no fumbles as well. Travis Hunter, 73 receptions, 982 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy is going to have 53 receptions with 656 receiving yards, 4 receiving touchdowns. Tom Bolin is going to have 7 receiving touchdowns, which is an auto-generated tight end. Peyton Wilson's going to have 145 tackles. Tackles for loss is going to be really no one. Sacks is going to be 3.5 from Mikael Williams, and then Kenny Boso. You could tell we're getting deep into the rebuild because there's a bunch of auto-generated people taking over. As we're on the end of the rebuild, I mean, we made it all the way to the 2030 season, and the Cleveland Browns proved they're not quite able to get it done, even with having Travis Hunter at being in the lineup. I mean, they're not able to get it done. 1 playoff appearance. That's honestly really embarrassing. They had a really good overall of a team too. But if you guys are interested in all the Super Bowl winners, the Minnesota Vikings won in the 2030 season. Then in the 2029 season, the New Orleans Saints won it against the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFL MVP was Joe Burrow. Offensive Player of the Year, Puka Nacua. Defensive Player of the Year, Yaya Diaby. So that's who won it in the 2029 season. Now let's go to the 2028. It is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals beating the San Francisco 49ers. And Super Bowl MVP was Joe Burrow. NFL MVP, Josh Allen. Offensive Player of the Year was Keon Coleman. 2027 season, it's going to be the battle of the 2 Pennsylvania teams. The Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-13. And then the NFL MVP was Carson Beck. Offensive Player of the Year, Jalen Hurts. And Defensive Player of the Year was Zach Bond. 2026 season, Philadelphia Eagles win again, 31-17 against the Buffalo Bills, 2-time Super Bowl champions. NFL MVP was Patrick Mahomes. The Super Bowl MVP was Jalen Hurts, though. And then Offensive Player of the Year was Rashid Rice. And then 2025 season, Cincinnati Bengals are going to win again. Joe Burrow winning 2 Super Bowls and having another MVP and a Super Bowl MVP under his belt. Offensive Player of the Year was Lamar Jackson. And the defensive player was Talik Williams. And the 2024 season was the San Francisco 49ers beating Los Angeles Chargers. Super MVP was Xavier Howard. And the NFL MVP was Patrick Mahomes, Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson, Defensive Player of the Year, Harold Landry. That is around the end of the rebuild. Like I said, the Cleveland Browns weren't able to quite get it done, even with having Travis Hunter's help. Are the Browns just cursed? Maybe. But if you guys enjoy this kind of content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. See you guys in the next video. Bye.